Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the Aging Gamer. So, a while back I did a really fun video that was called the $100 NES Challenge. The challenge was that you would hypothetically have $100 to spend on NES games and you would make a awesome NES collection. Easy peasy. While I don't really see anyone doing these challenges anymore, I think it's something that's still fun to do, and plus it's a great break away from doing reviews all the time. So yeah, I want to do the challenge again, but this time I'm going to be doing it on the Sega Genesis, one of my favorite consoles of all time. And like the last challenge that I did, I'm going to be using good old PriceCharting.com for prices on these games. The prices there seem the most fair. Prices for games seem to go up and down all the time, but the prices for the following games are from this morning as of this recording. So, let's get to it! So for my first pick, I choose Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for $29.95, and then I choose Phantasy Star 4 for $69.16, with a grand total of $99.11. And that's it! Good night, everybody! Well, I guess that was a little bit too easy for me. So I'm gonna do things a little different this time around. So this time we're gonna do a limit, a $15 limit. Now that's pretty low, but that's gonna force me to make a list of a variety of games, and there'll be a lot more than just two. So let's try this again. Starting off with what I'd imagine is one of the most popular picks, I'm choosing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This is one of the best Sonic games and would make a serious contender for one of the best games on the whole damn system. And since this game was mass produced and sometimes even came packed in with the Genesis, it's one of the cheapest. So yeah, Sonic 2, how could you not have a Sega collection without a Sonic game anyway? Now my next pick, I'm going with Disney's Aladdin. Not only was this a game I grew up with, it's just overall a pretty damn good platformer. The animations and music are just so smooth. While the game is not completely flawless, at $9.52, I couldn't pass this up. So that's two solid platformers so far, but let's mix this up a bit. Let's go ahead and get a fighting game in there. Now, while Mortal Kombat is probably a more popular pick, I'm going to go ahead and go with good old Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition to be exact. I'm not the best at fighting games, but I do love playing me some Street Fighter now and then. Now this version of the game is missing some characters like T-Hawk and Cammy, but it's still a solid game regardless. I love it. Alright, time to pick some more titles. Since the 16-bit era was still pretty popular for platformers, I'm going to go ahead and get these all out of the way. I got 3 more platformers that I'm adding to my list. First one is Vector Man. I remember the visuals just blowing me away when I first played this, and it's a decent platformer to boot. You play as Vector Man and you can transform into various forms and you can take on crazy looking bad guys. It's fantastic. Another game I'm picking here is Tiny Toons Buster's Hidden Treasure. I took a look at this game in a previous video, so if you want a review on this game, you can check that out, but this is a solid title developed by Konami while they were in their 90s prime. This game has a lot of personality, solid mechanics, and is based on a cartoon that I just adored as a kid. This is a game I recommend to any players looking for a cheap Genesis game. And my third platformer, I'm picking Toy Story. Yeah, I said it, Toy Story. This is another game I owned as a kid and I find it enjoyable. It has quite a few difficulty spikes, but it's overall really well made and there's a lot of variety in gameplay. It's a really decent title at a really great price. So that's already 6 games I picked and I've only used $58.62 of my budget. So let's mix up this gameplay again, and I'm going with a racer. This time I'm going with Road Rash 2. This is a really fun game. I mean, you get to race, but you also get to punch other racers in the face. If you're lucky, you can even steal one of their weapons. Also, if you aren't careful, you can hilariously launch yourself off your bike. It's fun, and there's no other game on the system that plays like it. besides the other Road Rash games, of course. Now for my next game, I'm picking something really different. I'm picking Echo Jr. Yeah, Echo Jr. Echo Jr. looks a lot like the other Echo games, but it actually plays nothing like them. To me, this is a more relaxing type of game. It's a go at your own pace, search and find, puzzle-like game. You can't drown or get killed by crazy alien monsters here. Also, you can play as a killer whale. How freaking awesome is that? It's definitely a great game to break up from the chaos of the others. Well, that leaves my budget to a total of $85.50. I have only enough money to get about roughly one more game. So, I'm gonna go ahead and pick, for my final game, drumroll please, the Genesis 6-pack. What's the Genesis 6-pack? Oh, it's just a cheap collection of great first-party Sega Genesis titles, which includes Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Super Hang-On, Streets of Rage, Columns, and Revenge of Shinobi. You get a little taste of everything here. Sure, Sonic 1 isn't as great as Sonic 2, and the same can be said about Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and Shinobi and their sequels, but the games on here are still great games and offer a lot of variety. I couldn't afford not to put this on here. So, those are my picks. To recap, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Aladdin, Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition, Vector Man, Tiny Toons Buster's Hidden Treasure, Toy Story, Road Rash 2, Echo Jr., and the Sega Genesis 6-pack that includes Sonic 1, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Super Hang-On, Columns, and Revenge of Shinobi. That's a lot of great games, and all for a grand total of $99.11. What a steal! So, yeah, that's me doing the $100 Sega Genesis Challenge. I like doing these. I'll probably do a Super Nintendo or Game Boy one down the line, but yeah, it's just fun. What about you guys, though? Does anyone else want to do this challenge? What games would you pick? Let me know in the comments below. I thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. I love you guys. Mwah!